All right, guys, how's it going? So, the transfer window's just closed, right? And no one said anything because we've had all the news to do with Jurgen, right? Which obviously was a huge shock to all of us. We're now debating who the next manager may be. Um, you know, People are also discussing the sporting director situation, but it's kind of distracted us away from like normal business. And I can't. I just feel like we need to review this. What's your thoughts on the transfer window that's just gone? That's it. That's basically all this video is about. I do a stream on deadline day, a live stream, right? And you don't expect anything to happen, to be honest. But you do one, and you have a natter with you guys, with each other, Liverpool fans, and even fans of other clubs come in and talk to me, right? Some really cool people follow my vids and streams and that. And they'll talk about what's happening with their club or what's not happening with their club. And in general, we look at what's going on in the news and like, oh, such and such have just done this, or we just have a conversation basically. This year, this January, in memory, deadline day is the worst one ever. It was a real struggle on that stream, possibly because the mood of everyone's like, okay, I don't know, but because of the game yesterday and the outcome of that game, the first thing that came to my mind was the squad, as Rafa would say, hey, for sure, the quality of the squad. So I was like, obviously we're missing key players at the moment. They're away with the countries and things like that. But well, I don't know if you want to say that Endo would have made a big difference, but I'm sure that you would agree that you would rather have had Mo Salah out there yesterday. But then I think like the first thing that came into my mind, and I don't know if it's fair or not. The first question, it was only a question I was asking myself, was like, did we need to do anything in January? Is this why? Whatever. It's just one of those games. It's not a disaster, but it brings back the little reminder that we as supporters are always banging on about, oh, we're in this competition, we're in that competition, and as I've said for weeks, it can fucking change. Do you know what I mean? And I don't want to be a negative Nancy, but it can, and you can end up with nothing. And the game yesterday for me was, we win that game, it's fucking on, right? And I try to keep level-headed with it, but if we'd have won that game yesterday, I'd have started thinking we were going to do it. Now, we're still top of the league, but Man City, if they win their game in hand, sort of thing. Anyway, there's still time to go. It's no problem. That doesn't really matter. Yesterday's game's irrelevant. I'm just saying, because of the distractions and everything at Anfield, in the run-up to the close of the transfer window, we collectively have not discussed whether we should have done anything in January. So that is my question to you. If all that shit hadn't have happened, we'd have been talking about this, and we'd have either been saying on the 2nd of February or whenever it was, we'd have been saying, well, we're disappointed, or no, we didn't need anyone, the squad's good enough, or, do you know what I mean, guys? So please, I would like your opinion as to your thoughts on the transfer window that's just gone. I did, if you'd have asked me back in December or early January, do you think we'll do anything in January, Dunk? I would have said yes, or I did say yes. At one time, I thought maybe Andre might come in late in the window. I thought if we'd do anything, it would be late in the window. But it was a bit of a mystery as to why the Andre situation just disappeared. But now with the manager leaving, it makes sense. And also, would you say that Klopp's decision to leave the club is a reason why we didn't do anything in January? Or are you just going to say, no, it's just FSG, they're a shower of shite? But, players coming in, if you're a player and you go into a club, you are going to say, well, what's the situation with the manager? Is he, what's his plans? And they can't sit there and go, well, he's going to be here the next 3 years, 5 years. So you probably don't sign for a club, do you, if they're in the process of appointing a new manager? Depends how desperate you are, to play for Liverpool. I think the likes of Gravenberch and Endo would fucking sign for us, whoever was going to be the manager of Liverpool, for example. but there's a period of uncertainty at Anfield at the moment. And we need to get that shit sorted out for the summer, because it really does make a difference. It's the same with the sporting director situation. We missed out on our sporting directors. The main sporting directors, there was two that Liverpool looked at would it be last summer, guys? I can't remember when it was now. And Steinton, or whatever he's called, was one of them. And he's back in the chatter again now, right? And the questions we had at the time, if you think back, I remember making the videos to you saying, why? Why does no one want to be the sporting director of Liverpool Football Club? One of the greatest clubs in the world, highly successful, up here at the moment. And we ended up with Boy George, tempted out of retirement, not on a 5-year deal or a 3-year deal, but just a few months, just to do something. So they knew back then that they only needed to have someone in a temporary situation. That's my auntie messaging me. Sorry, my uncle's in hospital. He's had a stroke. And I think he's going home today, but he's not very well. So that's my auntie, his sister, my mum's sister. Sorry, you don't need to know this, but, real life. So, yeah, anyway, why did we not get our, primary people then? Was it because the owners were saying, I don't know. I vaguely remember at the time that the club was, was it for sale? I'm sure we were talking to directors, sporting director candidates, while the club looked like it might be being sold. So, a sporting director coming in is going to want to see stability. Well, what's your plan as the owners? Will you be here in 5 years' time? What about the manager? So there was instability. And, that is why I think we didn't get a top sporting director in the summer. Fast forward, and we know there's change. We don't know that the owners are going to go anywhere. They're probably not at the moment, but they'll be a bit squeaky bum, no doubt about it, with Jurgen leaving. So they, if you are them, or you own any business, and your main man or main woman or whatever decides to leave, you, between yourselves internally, are going to go, what do you reckon it's going to affect us, isn't it? Should we bail, or are we all right? Do you know what I mean? So they're going to be thinking about that. The owners will definitely be thinking about that. But now, it's all changed. I don't think people realise how big of a situation we're facing, because everyone, as football supporters, naturally are only thinking about the next manager and the changeover in that regard. I haven't seen anyone hardly discuss the sporting director situation. That's fucking massive. And the chemistry's got to be right. Them two people have got to work together. We need this sporting director situation sorted out first and foremost, I think. I really do. We've got we've got a transfer window approaching. It's February now, March, April, May. We've only got a few months, guys. And how can a sporting director go out and try and sign players if he doesn't know the next manager wants them? Because I'm old school. I think the manager should decide who's coming in. You know what I mean? I hate it when there's suggestions that players are being bought and given to the manager. I don't like that kind of stuff. So yeah, anyway, we're going all over the place with this. So my question to you is this: what is your opinion on the transfer window that's just gone? Or are you going to give FSG a pass on this occasion and say, well, they couldn't really do anything, Dunk, because, obviously they knew that the manager's going and there's no sporting fucking director anymore. If you think we haven't got a sporting director, we haven't got a manager in effect. We've got a manager in place at the moment, but we're coming up to the summer. And guys, when Liverpool have made huge changes before over the years, it's taken fucking decades sometimes to get back to where you want to be. We used to win league titles for fun when I was a kid. And Dalglish went, and it all went to tits. This is the best manager I can think of at Liverpool, probably in my lifetime. It's worrying. It really is worrying. And, but yeah, there's something else I'm going to talk about now in another video that's just come into my mind. But it is worrying. And we just fucking need to sort this out fast, man. I mean, it doesn't mean it's going to go pear-shaped. It could be the best thing ever. We might end up with a manager that's even better than Jurgen Klopp. But they've got to work under FSG, and I don't think that's easy. You know what I'm saying? I'm a little bit squeaky bum about it all, to be honest with you. But again, I'm going off. So let me know about what you think. Your verdict on the transfer window. Is it just like now? give him a pass on this occasion. Don't, you know, I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. Please thumbs up the video if you appreciate it, and drop me a comment with your thoughts. Thanks, guys.